I'm currently reading Audition by Ryu Murakami, and this is my first book from this author. I do know a book from this author, but it's not this one. I can't recall the actual title. And I am in chapter 2, so right at the beginning, but it's already 17% through of this book. Okay, what is it about? Basically, we have this man. He's recently widowed. He has a son. His name is Aoyama, and his son's name is Shige. So one day his son is like maybe noticing that his father is a bit down, lonely, and all that. Son suggested, hey dad, why don't you go ahead? Oh, well, Shige calls his dad Pops. Hey Pops, why don't you go ahead and find a new wife? Get yourself a new wife. Okay, so Shige is a teenager, by the way. And so he's like, considered it. And then he told his friend. And his friend, Aoyama's friend, was like, you know what? That's a good idea. You should definitely try to get married again. And here's how you're gonna do it. Okay, you're not gonna do it like the typical dating scene kind of thing. You're going to, because he's looking for a particular kind of girl, right? And this friend of his has ideas of doing it in an unorthodox way, wherein they would hold an audition. And that's why that's the title of this book. It's Audition. And they're going to have girls audition for the part. But they don't really know that they're auditioning to be the actual wife of Aoyama, because the cover story is there's like this movie. They're gonna look for a movie that is...
I'll go back to school.
Oh, you're going back to school?
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Get your boo-boo.
Okay.
Go to the other room. Off mo muna yung electric fan. Off mo yung electric fan.
Okay.
Okay, so the cover story is they're gonna be looking for a movie that has been put in the back burner, and so it's a legit script. And then they're gonna find a producer who's gonna produce the movie, or like just, connections, whatever, give it a chance. And then they're gonna go ahead and look for these women who want to be in the movie. But then there was an issue because the friend was like, but let's see, you can't really marry an actress because actresses are, and then like a bunch of comments about actresses being full of themselves and a bit of a, they are basically a lot of work is what he's trying to say. So you're not really going to be getting with the person or the woman who wins. Hey, okay, you're gonna be getting with the, like, not even one of the finalists. Okay, you're just gonna go choose one of the girls who applies for it but then doesn't get the part and all that. So that's where I'm at right now. I am quite intrigued because it's so funny how you just wanted a wife, right? And then instead of going about it the normal way, like going on dates, getting to know people, going to your favorite places, and finding people out, meeting people that way, his friend convinces him to go in this roundabout way. And what's concerning is, so it's written in third person, right? The narrative went like, it said something like, and he didn't know what he was getting into, is what. Yes. Oh, by the way, I did not show the tapo yet. I'm gonna show you. There it is. That's how it looks like. It's super small. It should really be attached to one of the corners of the room, but it's fine that way. Yeah. Okay, so we are going to pick up Yanyan. Actually, there's still time, but I haven't parked in a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and practice that. And I'm gonna go ahead and get some reading in because I'm so excited. Gagab, you're so cute. Look, he wore his hat and he has a backpack, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna go to Yanyan?
Yeah, because I understand. Because I'll go back to school too.
You go back to school.
Okay.
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 On your ivy grows, and now I'm covered in you. Magnificently cursed. He's in the room. Your opal eyes are all I wish to see. Opal? Opalite! Oh my gosh, speaking opal. Opalite music video is incredible. I love it. Okay, so 90s aesthetics, the vibes, the song, the storyline, the metaphors. Amazing. Okay, now why is this dude doing a right signal? He's in the wrong lane. Well, like ice cream?
Yeah. Super Mario Luigi ice cream.
Super Mario love his ice cream.
Yeah, well, I saw her and mommy water.
No water, okay.
Yeah.
Some too? Okay, back home. So you know how I said that my son has stopped drinking his milk? Like his formula? I think a week ago already. So he drinks like the yogurt drinks if it's flavored, but if I made him taste this. So I got this one, I got a Bear Brand, I got a bunch of, those kinds of drinks, sterilized milk and all that. Cowhead, Selecta, doesn't want any of them. And it's a shame because this one tastes really good actually. The milk is very subtle, not sweet, so that's good. Also, have I shown you what I did with this Amazon Fire HD8? This, I almost like sold it because it's not really serving any purpose. I bought this for the Kindle app so that I can read the Kindle app on this. I mean the audio thing, the reader thing. The voice narrator or something, I forgot that. And then I used it now for the Tapo, the CCTV, because I can't be bothered like opening it again and again on my phone. So the microphone still works on this, so I can still talk to them. But my main purpose is to see if they are fighting. At this moment, they're not. And the battery life of this one is still very good. So, very promising. And of course, it's only on when I'm not around anyway, so it's really nice. I like it. Okay, that's all for the update. My life is pretty boring right now, which is, I'm thankful for it, because when life's boring, that means everything is smooth sailing. Okay, I love it. Did I make any progress while we were at school? There's a lot of good quotes already. Oh, I'm 20% in. About 2.5 hours in this book left. Yes, there are lots of quotes, and since this is a Kindle book, I would be writing out the quotes in my quote journal that I started. The last book that was in here was The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, and as you can see, there's like 2 pages of quotes and that's it. So I'm gonna be starting Audition. So I'm gonna use red probably. Hello, so here's my Zeus coffee I haven't ordered one in a long time. So here I am ordering it. I mean, my husband got it. I got the matcha latte with the sea salt. Tastes pretty good. Actually, quite comparable to the taste of Starbucks, if I'm being honest. Okay, so update on the book I'm reading, Audition. Here's the thing. Okay, he has read one of the essays of one of the ladies who are auditioning. Okay, they're playing in this room for some reason, so sorry for the noise. He sees this photo essay, he reads it, and immediately he falls in love with this girl. So he tells Yoshigawa, the friend who had this entire idea, he's like, okay, you know what? I kind of like Asami. Asami is the name of the girl. I'm kind of wanting to meet her. I mean, you know, so excited to see her in the audition. And so they did meet her, and then they were able to ask her questions, blah, blah, blah. And you totally get the idea that she's such a somewhat like ethereal kind of woman, describing like her deep velvety voice, her posture, her life story. And the thing that got our main character Aoyama interested in her in the first place is when she described okay, so what Asami wrote on her essay is her describing how she can relate to the character of the movie and how she felt the same when she was like, you know, doing ballet and then suddenly having this injury that stops her from having this, I mean, you know, stops her from dancing. And then she described this whole entire thing as if she is accepting death. Okay, accepting death. And this sort of rings a bell for our main character because he is also, he wasn't recently widowed. He was, his wife died 6 years prior to this entire thing happening. Okay, so bottom line, this Asami woman is catching his eye. Like, out of all the participants, only one woman has caught his attention. And then Yoshigawa, the friend, was like, okay, you know what? She's pretty, there's something about her that's putting me on edge. But also, there's something off about her, but I can't really pinpoint it yet. And then now I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, I think it's gonna get juicy because I really do want this woman to be a psychotic woman or something with, you know, I want her to be a little bit cuckoo, a little bit crazy. But we'll see where this will go. Okay, so I look at BookBub once in a while to check for, you know, ebook deals, and I've been wanting to read this popular fantasy book called Alchemized by Senlin Yu, and it is on sale for $1.99 right now. So you know that I got that. I bought that just now, and it's so lucky because I almost got a huge ass copy of that from Fully Booked, but I'm like thinking, okay, that's too big for me to hold anyway. So I am just going to be, I kind of want to get this one as well. See, Little Broken Things. When her older sister leaves a mysterious young girl in her care, blah blah blah. I've seen this title and author before, but I'm gonna go skip on that because you know, if I don't watch myself, I'm gonna be ending up buying all of these things, all of these books. And I mean, you know, I could easily get these pirated, but I want to support the author, but at the same time not pay too much for digital. Oh, you got to pee. Oh my darling. Okay, hello, checking in. I'm currently 84% through Audition, and I didn't expect this. Okay, I thought it was gonna be more sinister than that, but it's still delivering. This book is written so well, and we can, like, just the grief of this man over what happened with Asami. And actually there's still like some sort of mystery going on because we aren't exactly sure. He did, you know, try to he was able to say to her that he is intending on marrying her, or basically he's dating her not to play around. He's serious. And many, like almost every single person that he has met who has seen him interact with Asami all tell him that there's something off about this girl. And then of course he is wearing not even like rose tinted glasses, but basically covering his eyes or he can't realize that he is the one who's being closed-minded. But for him, it's everyone else. Like, they can't see how much I love this girl. Okay, so now I'm excited to see how this ends, what really happened. I mean, I'm glad that, like, I thought he was gonna get killed, but he wasn't. But now he's far more. That's the thing. Okay, so he was, when his first wife died, like when his first wife died, it was more like him grieving it, but also time healing him so slowly. And the fact that his wife died of cancer, so he's like, oh, that situation, it was like gradual. So I was able to prepare. I saw how strong my wife was during those last years. And then the thing with Asami, so she suddenly disappears, ghosted, and then she tells him, she leaves him a note. And then he's like more taking this loss of Asami harder. He's taking it harder than the death of his first wife. So this is why I'm so intrigued. What's gonna happen next? Wait, before I forget, there's this one quote that I liked. So he is about 20 years older than her, right? Okay, let's go here because the light is better. And then he says something quite mundane, but also really interesting, very perceptive to think about. And she was like, do you always think about things like this? Like what? The things you were just talking about. Not always. No. I guess it's just a matter of living a long time. The thoughts accumulate, especially the useless ones. And then she says, you may be the first man I've ever gone out with who spoke to me as if I had a brain. And how true is that? Right? How true is that? Because you know how mansplaining exists. Also, I do like to mention that there is a love scene here. And even if it was a love scene, it doesn't read... it reads beautifully. Like, there's things that, ooze and the pink folds. Like, those things, but it's not reading like a smutty book, if you know what I mean. It's beautiful, written beautifully. Okay, listen to this description, okay? Aoyama did fall asleep, but for what seemed like only a moment, he was awakened by an excruciating pain in his eyeballs, as though they'd been speared from the inside with long pins that penetrated out through his pupils. Now, I have never felt... I've never, had any drugs or anything in my system that would cause this pain in my eyes. But just reading that entire paragraph about the pins sticking out of my pupils, I can imagine how much that hurts. And there's tons of descriptive things like this in the book, which makes me want to read every single Ryu Murakami book there is. Each time he blinked, he saw what looked like the after image of a dead tree, probably the tiny capillaries on the retina itself, and heard something like the click of a camera shutter. Okay, so she has in fact gone cuckoo, and I love how the motive makes sense. For a person outside of what Asami has experienced, like the trauma, it seems like it doesn't make sense. But when you're looking at it from the inside. And it's somewhat similar to what happened with the main female character in The Silent Patient, wherein she just shot her husband multiple times in the face. And we are left wondering what could have triggered her to do this. And we will soon discover in the book, like towards the end, like what made this woman do this. And it seems like a very small thing, but that's why they're called triggers. Okay, triggers. So it's the same thing with Asami here, and I love it. Oh, she's doing something that I do not approve of. Okay, and that is punishing the animal, punishing the pet dog as well. Okay, so I finished the book. Hooray. And she's a psycho woman, which I loved. And the resolution is much happier than I thought. Though I do kind of feel bad for all of the parties involved, especially Shige, the son, because, you know, I'm so proud of that kid. He lost his mother at an early age, and I guess that contributed to his maturity. And then being very insightful, and yeah, you wouldn't really expect that kind of level of understanding from a teenager. And he plays a big role towards the end of the book. Now, I'm giving this book maybe like a 4.5 stars. It's not exactly a 5-star because I feel like the ending was quite abrupt. Or maybe I felt like the build-up was too towards the end of the book. I felt like I would have needed like an in-between chapter before everything hit but before the shit hit the fan is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, quite enjoyable read. I love the prose of this, and I would definitely read more from Murakami-san. I'm thinking of reading another Japanese lit book actually, but we'll see.